What's up, everybody? Today is May 17th, week 3 of Finding Your Way. This week, we'll jump into creating. Last week, it was more of psychological trading rules. This week, we're going to start developing rules for. Rules for Toad on his Anchor VWAP strategy. So he's going to keep sharing some trades. As we go through the weeks, these rules will change, or we'll fine tune the rules to give him a grade A setup and a grade B setup and maybe a grade C setup, just so he knows what rules to follow depending on what trade he is taking. As always, I recommend that if you're taking your first trade, you don't trade your grade B, or if you don't have a grade B or C, make sure that you don't, or if you do have a grade B and C, that make sure that you trade your grade A setup first. What you want to do and what you want to get in a habit of doing is building up that cushion. The best way to build up that cushion is to take a high probability trade, and the highest probable trade that you'll have is your grade A setup. Um, for example, let's say your grade A setup has a 75 to 95% win rate, and your grade B has a 75 to 50% win rate, and then your grade C, if you have a grade C, is a 50-50 toss up trade. And you don't want to do a toss up trade on your first trade, because if it goes against you, you already started off the day on the wrong foot, and you wanna you wanna start off um, with at least the best probable trade to be able to build that cushion. When I started with my small account challenge, it was like $600, and and my rules were I had my grade A and my grade B. My grade A, I would look for my grade A setup, or one of the plays that I used to play. One of the best times to build that cushion is after hours. Not only does price action move really slow, which is it could be boring, but it helps you identify candles that are strong, candles that are weak, and your play, instead of happening in a 5 minute or 15-minute time frame, it'll happen in, it'll usually take 30 minutes to an hour. So you might be in a trade for longer, but at least you're able to walk yourself through that trade. And it's a lot easier and a lot slower for you to cut the trade if it's going against you, um, or build that cushion up. So like that, come in the next morning, is you have a cushion and you can take your grade B or your grade A. So yeah, those are some things that I used to do to build up my account and build up help with that screen time. And what I really paid attention to in the after hours is how the candles develop. If it looks strong, I'd identify it as a strong candle, and then the next candle, I wanted to see continuation. So now I know what a continuation candle looks like, and what a weak candle looks like, a reversal candle looks like. Um, as time goes on, you're going to start identifying these on the live market, which is going to help you make better choices and better trades as well. So without further ado, we're going to jump into Toad's trades for the week. He has a few trades. He has some red trades. He has some green trades. Out of all these trades, we're going to start developing um, his rules for his strategy. So go for it, Toad.
All right, let's get it. Let's go. I'll start off with a red previews. I'm actually really kind of engrossed in this action right here on today, but I'll go ahead and start off with a recap. I'd be looking for a final target up here right now, or most of the position. Um, Here is a red trade. Uh, um, from when was the 14th. Yeah, yeah, the 14th. Um, and so over here on the left was a top down 30 minute real time hours. So if I go over to that chart, oh, there's that target. If I go over to that chart here, um, that was, oh, I guess a while ago now. Yeah, it's all the way back here.
Just quick
Um,
question. You said you trade. Just you said it's a red or green trade. Just say if it's a long or short, so that it puts people into perspective.
it's a red short trade.
Okay, so it was
So
a short trade.
yeah, it was a short and it was an expense. I don't think it was a terrible trade, but it definitely was not an A. Oh, and then here's the huge bounce off of this bottom up. That's gorgeous. Um, so anyway, back to the pictures. Yeah, so it was a short. I was going short off this top down. Um, and what I noted first of all was that we're in a buy signal. Um, and not only are we in a buy signal, but I think I could be wrong, but I think now that I really look back at it, I think these two hooks, this like double backwards J, it seems kind of actually pretty strong. Oh, and then this might actually be a short here. This might be a top down short. But it seems actually pretty strong because it's like price action came all the way down and then it gapped up and pushed all the way to the high. And then it came all the way back down and then it recovered again. So it's like that seems kind of strong. So I think expecting this top down to push the market down is actually kind of asking a lot, considering the fact that oh, I'm trying to circle something there, so let's zoom back out. Let me actually fuck this 1 minute from today.
No, what I was gonna say is this this big ass wick right there.
Yeah,
Uh, that had buyers from over here
clear
on the
big
pullback,
strength.
and yeah, it's showing buying pressure coming in.
Yeah, right off of that. Yeah, right off of this. This was a nice push up. Then
Yep.
it found dumped, but found support before even the bottom of this candle,
Hmm.
and then it came wick to the bottom and pushed back up. So really, this was just I think not a good trade. So it's kind of an expense. I'd give it a C at best. You know, we're in a
Why would
buy
you call it a
signal.
C trade?
Because it is using the top down VWAP. It did have the opportunity for because started here, came all the way up to the VWAP, pushed me out. My stop was well, actually, I should turn it to. Let me go to the pictures. Yeah, so it pushed me out. It was at 49 and it came up to like 60 something. So I suppose I could have it could have not triggered my stop if I had a bigger stop. But I give it a C just because I think top downs and bottom ups from highs and lows of the day might as well be somewhere around there. Really, I've got nothing backing that C except a feeling that the top down from a nice, even though it did recover, the top down from the strong bearish move might be at least a C. But other
Where
than that,
where would your stop have been, or where was your stop, and
uh,
how did you identify it?
so here's where, so right now I'm identifying the stops just off of pointage, from looking through the charts, finding generally how they bounce from the anchor, where the targets are, when the anchors come into play, like it's a little shy
You
and
have it
stuff. So
like a point up from the anchors, or 2 points, or
yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Something
and
like
you
2 points.
enter on the VWAP, right? You enter on the tag.
Yeah, I'm entering on the tag. And sometimes it shies, like this is a shy. Today's action, we have a shy. Um,
Do you have
so
any volume profiles lining up with these anchor VWAPs? I know we talked about it in the group, and Connor had stated that they do line up with the volume profile. Um, Not necessarily how we um or how I use Anchor VWAP, or the volume profiles, I mean, where it lines up with like the POC of that profile, the highest peak of that profile. Usually it lines up either with the top or the bottom of the profile. And
right,
then it'll squeeze. So that,
this one didn't.
and where
I've
exactly
noticed
did you enter?
entered fix to the line is right here. This was the previous day. This green candle was the start of today. This over here is 5 minute, 5 minute chart. Uh,
So that green line's where you entered?
this actually was my entry. So this is the 1 minute here.
So
This is my
where
entry, and I
short
put it
you
over
said, right?
onto ES. So I've got the ES and the SPY chart. So you can see this big wick here.
Hmm.
Pre-market SPY was this on ES. And then my cursor's aligned. So this is this is a 5 minute chart over on the left. Yeah. And so I entered right here at about 9. I think I entered, on this candle actually.
On the green one?
Well, I didn't even really, it wasn't even Sam. I just used trading view. So the entry would have been, yeah, on the touch of the line. So it would have been on this wick right here. Later on, I came and extended this risk reward to see how many points I would have had to take, uh, which turned out to be 2. But my stop at the time was 1.75. So this would have stopped me out. Um, and then if I go back to that day, uh, which was 14,
Can I ask some question at the same time?
Yeah, go
yeah,
for it.
Yeah. One of the question I had, which software are you using to trade?
Ninja Trade.
You're a Ninja Trader, okay. And do you have any screenshot of the Ninja Trader when you entered?
I didn't. So that's what I normally use to trade, but this I didn't even. I wasn't
Okay.
even pulling it up. I only used
All right. Then in that
Trading
case,
View.
just an advice for next time, or like the future meetings. It's important that you take a screenshot on Ninja Trader because we have your exact entry. And as well, you do provide a screenshot of Trading View so that we can compare and then see where price was at, where the moving averages were at, and the MACD and stuff like that. It will be much easier to compare.
And much easier to help you identify a better entry or a
Exact.
better exit.
So this
And
is actually what I'm normally looking at to trade. I could pull up my Ninja and go back to this day, and I
no,
can see the
it's no,
moving
just
averages.
for next time. Just for next time
Uh,
to take
Yeah.
screenshot. It's okay. You don't have to go back this
yeah,
time.
yeah. Well, yeah. So I mean, a note on. So the reason I didn't actually open it up is psychological because, and part of the reason, So the first week was psychology, but really trading psychology never ends.
Mhm.
Nope.
And uh, And so part of the reason I didn't actually open it is because I've been finding myself impulsively trading. So I was like,
Okay, good, understandable. We
I
all do
have
that.
to, I'm just gonna do this on trading view, so I literally cannot enter a trade.
Remove the crack. Remove the crack.
Literally, I had to give the pipe to my friend, and then he
You
threw it
still got a
away.
spoon. You better throw all the spoons out too.
I had to throw my phone out, uninstall the app. But this would have been an entry on actually Spy. So if I pull up,
Yeah, can you show that 1 minute? You were showing the 1 minute. I think I
yeah.
saw something on that
So
one
this
minute.
is Wick.
Yeah, there. And then show us on that 1 minute where you entered.
Is right here.
No, show it on the 1 minute chart, the other chart that you had.
Oh, the on the ES.
No, okay. Oh, that's the one. Okay, you said point it again. I
Yeah,
just
this
wanted to
is the
see it.
one right here. And I
Okay,
entered
perfect. All right,
right here on this red line. I went short,
got it.
and I would have got
Perfect.
kick stopped out, and it would have came and gave me, it was 56,
Okay.
23. So I had the opportunity to make 3 points here,
Yeah.
and then it certainly would have stopped me out. But three
Okay.
points is not my 3-to-1 or even 2-to-1 risk reward.
Got
Um,
it.
but it would have hit the profit objective of. So I'm simplifying it, and in the future, I want to be more sophisticated. But technically speaking, it would have hit the profit target of the actual strategy in the
Mm-hmm.
1 minute bottom up. Um, so that's just something to note there. So
And
the
where did you exit
actual,
that trade? Since you say it was a red trade, so
I got
when
stopped.
where did
I got
where
literally tapped out.
where
So I got
exactly? Can
stopped.
you show us
Yeah, so I
around?
got stopped out. I extended this by a
Mm-hmm.
quarter point, but I got stopped out
At that
right,
top weight.
literally. Well,
Okay,
I would have got stopped out
perfect.
right at the tip of the wick, is how
Okay.
it
Can
was
you
like this.
scrunch up that chart to the no the
Okay.
other way, the other way? Yeah, 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 like that.
Not too much, not too much though.
No, yeah, yeah. I wanted to see if there was any market structure over here that you couldn't
No, but
use for a stop
I see
other than
something
that
that
fat
happened,
movement.
Semper. I can jump in on this
Yeah,
one.
go for it, dude.
Zoom it a little. For me, I'm gonna show you something that Semper taught me. So I see where you tried to enter short or where you entered short. Now, there's two questions. What's that blue line that I'm seeing there? That little blue line.
I think that's a
10,
Bollinger.
10 SMA actually,
10 SMA, perfect. And then what's the red line?
50.
50, perfect. So which mean at that moment, if we're referring to the moving averages, price action is bullish, right? Because when you have the 10 over the 50, that means price is going up, not down. So it's bullish. That's the first mistake I'll say. And second thing that I notice is that price action is very far from the moving average. So because it's far from the 10 SMA, it has a lot of momentum into it, which means whenever it touches the 10 SMA, it can also bounce from it. I think Brendan calls that one the 10 SMA loop.
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened there because price action is so aggressive. And then you enter short, but it wasn't ready yet. You need to wait for price action to be closer to the moving averages. Then it has more chance of going down.
Yep. One of the good nuggets that I found late or earlier this week was see how the candles are big at the tops, right? They're big. But
Yeah,
as price action starts to exhaust, see right here is 50-50, right? 50 big, 50 small, correct? And then right here
yeah,
at this peak, they get smaller. And then look at more dojis over here. So it's transferring from buyers to sellers because the seller or the buyers are getting exhausted. As you see each peak, the candles start to get smaller. So you know that on this on since you're going short, you know that a retrace short is going to happen. When it's going to happen is when the candles at the peaks are small. just like with the volume, just like with the volume bars, with the volume bars, usually it's like, you know, it's like bar, 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 and then you see like two little bars go way down. You're like, what the fuck? What's going on? That means that the volume's getting sucked up, and then you see a big old candle come up. And that's
Right.
usually what happens. But this does it on the candle side where it's there. Look at their full size candles, and then there's 50/50, and then there's dojis and little smaller candles, and then it happens. That's just some price action candles that you should be able to identify. And another tip, something that Easy brought up is you're entering where price action hasn't even broke the 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it hasn't even broke it and retested it. Because remember, we're confirmational traders, so we wanna get that confirmation of a trade. You don't have no lower lows or lower highs. It's still a higher high, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? Higher low. Right here, it creates a lower low. Right here. So it broke the trend, right? Because you were getting higher lows right here. This created a fresh low breakout and it exhausted the buyers, and then the sellers took it because the
Makes
sellers
sense.
knew that they're getting exhausted over here. So you were going with trend. What was your plan right here to counter trend dump, or was it trying to
Yeah.
catch the top, or
Yeah.
was it
Yeah.
just
Trying to.
because they hit the anchor VWAP up here or something?
Yeah, it's just because it hit the anchor. I was trying to catch the top and dump it. And that's part of my. I don't know. Hopefully, you guys can hear me now.
Your mic's
Um,
kind of cutting out.
yeah, I think it's tuning me out because there's a lot of noise outside, so it's trying to. But here we go. Yeah, so that's especially why I think, all the reasons you said, that, I mean, it was higher lows, higher highs.
Hmm.
Price was riding above the 10. We
Yep.
were bullish. We were steady above VWAP because the purple here is VWAP. I've been
Hmm.
trying to not, uh, I've been trying to live and die by the trend recently.
Yeah.
Um, and then on top of all that, if I go over to the 5 minute chart here of that's this day
Hmm.
and the previous days, it was like dump and recover, dump recover partially. Like I think it's pretty darn reasonable to think that we might go and test um, those highs again. So kind of another thing there. And you know what I wonder is if I go on to the 30, um, and I go and I set it to real time, and then anchor the low. I bet that actually, because this trend is bullish, it's more in a
Yeah.
buy signal. The
It's way
10 is over to
bullish.
50. It's super bullish.
You got
Um,
gaps, you got anything. Even if you didn't have the 10 SMA or the 50 SMA,
mm,
you're trying like easy trying to catch a short on a force up day. It's not gonna happen because you're
yeah,
going against trend.
yeah.
So
And
just
it would have,
basically reading the just price action. It wasn't a bad entry. I think it was more of a
yeah,
too tight of a stop loss.
yeah. I mean, if I so my stop was 1 3/4 point, so 7 ticks. Yes. Um, if it were two, I would not have gotten stopped out, and it would have hit the very technical speaking profit
Yep.
objective.
Yep.
Um, it wouldn't have been two to. It would have been just 2 to 1, just barely 2 to 1.
Hmm.
Um, but really the better trade, and I actually ended up not taking it on this day. And here's why I think it's so. I think earlier in this call you were saying to make sure that your first trade of the day is your A
Yep,
is your A setup. Taking a non-A setup trade for your first trade of the day is just impatience.
it
It's like
is.
if you exactly, yeah, and if you're gonna do that, it damn well better be on small size
Yeah, and
because
that.
then
Go ahead.
well, because then on the day I just was like, I was like, ah, whatever, that's a loss. I think I had another expense that same day. Um, but if I had waited, price came all the way down to the lower day VWAP from the previous day. So here's the hook. The hook. Here's the day we're looking at. The previous day, lower day, came down right here, shied it by 5 cents. Um, but then it started recovering. Now I don't know when, if I didn't just snipe if I didn't just snipe it, back on, and I guess there was some, the only pieces of confluence I would have had were an oversold RSI, and I've modified my RSI so that it really only so my RSI frequency is 5, and my overbought is and oversold are 90 and 10. Um, so it should only show really oversold and overbought. So it came all the way down into the oversold. So we got that. And then we're at the bottom of the, I believe, two, yeah, the bottom of the 2.5 multiplier 2-minute Keltners. So I guess those were a couple pieces of confluence and confirmation I could have used to go for a long here. I bet we're also technically at volume area low. If I throw on a session profile, well, this actually is going to be recalculated. So that's actually kind of pointless.
Um,
Is it?
just,
Um,
just,
but yeah, my
uh,
question is, where do you think, is there a long to be found at this point? Once I come to the previous day, bottom up 30-minute VWAP, was there a long to be found here that you can see, obviously?
right here, what I
Maybe,
would have done it is the way that I always try to catch a falling knife, even though I'm not really catching a falling knife, is
right?
I wanted to, hold on a sec.
You want price action to hold the 10 SMA, I
I
think.
wanted to create whatever's or base or whatever, right? But then I wanted to create a higher low.
Mhm.
Optimal would be above the 10 SMA, just like Easy said. And then you can either fib it from right there to the bottom, and then that'll give you the fib. As soon as you get this red candle right here, you get your pullback. Um, and then it holds the 10 SMA right here. So then you could have got in on that break above the 10 SMA back up. And then you take it to the
Yeah,
50, which is right here.
yeah,
Mm.
makes
Can
sense.
I
Though,
can I add
Or
to that?
or since you don't trade with the 10 SMA, we're not concentrated on the 10 SMA, right? So your
Mm.
target would have been right here, previous market structure. And
yeah.
look at where it conked out.
And then in that case, I could have ran a, oh, I could have ran a, well, I don't really like the risk reward on, I mean, 1.5 to 1, getting in at the break. Where would your stop be? If you got in at the break here, would your stop be all the way to the low?
You stop right there.
Okay, down here. Right down there, okay. So then you don't
If you
even
have
let
a
it get
tight
that low.
stop loss, right? That's a type stop loss. This is a little bit looser, like one tick below the break of the low.
I want to take tight stop loss. I mean, in that case, that would have given me a nice 3 to 1.
Yeah, right there.
And even if I brought it all the way to the low, it's like 1.5 to 1. You know, it's not terrible. Okay, so
Like
see.
maybe like just don't even use your risk reward, like for now. We'll bring that back into play later,
Yeah,
as I think you should concentrate on VWAPs and market structure.
okay. I can
And
do
like I
that.
said, if you're trading one contract last week, then maybe this week trade with two contracts. And then, like I said, maybe the first contract you'll lock in right here. Second contract, you'll lock in at your final target.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to evolve into is so the first target should be theoretically
The VWAP.
this.
Yep.
Yeah, top down 1 minute. So in that case,
If
you
you would have
get on the
entered here,
scalp. Yeah,
stop right there. First target right here, let the rest ride. And then you know you got the confirmation here. So
yeah,
you know it's gonna go up to this structure, if not this structure. And
yeah,
look at where it went. It went to that structure,
perfectly.
that first structure.
Yeah, which is also probably the upper band.
That is something that I heard Connor say. Sometimes he'll do the first two candles of the breakout. So he would have done maybe like this candle right here and this candle. I don't know. You're more in depth with that.
Yeah,
But he did say he would do the breakout candle and maybe the second one after that.
yeah, he calls it the split. So the top uses the very top, and then the candle that follow through, and then sometimes he'll use the actual candle that goes through for the breakout. Yeah, and you can see that that's the one that it tagged and then started to kind of reject a bit, and then it got
Hmm.
above. And eventually, once it finally closed above that one, then it was going. Um,
Yep.
and he also said that sometimes if you use too many of these,
You get confused and shit.
yeah, it starts. It does create a nice zone. Um, so you know that I don't use these drawing tools a lot, but you know that in like this area is any good area to take a little bit of your first profit.
Yeah. Easy, you had something to add?
Well, no, it's okay. I'll cancel it because I was about to say on how to go long because he was asking how to go long on this one.
Hmm.
I think I saw it because I remember you saying that, price need to pierce through that 10 SMA.
Hmm.
That's the first step. And then on the pullback low, which exactly I see it, that pullback low that it's
There.
holding, that's when you enter long.
Yep.
So that's what I was looking at. And I thought you were about to mention that, but like you said,
This
he
right here.
doesn't use moving averages. That's no, to me it's the second one because
Oh, this one
yeah,
here.
yeah. Let's see. No, the one before, right? The one before.
That one.
Yes, that's that one, the one in the middle. That's exactly it. Because you see, it pierced through the 10 SMA,
Yep.
and then it did the pullback low, and then from there on, that's it. It's riding the 10 SMA. So to me, that would be the perfect long on the off the 10 SMA. But
That.
they can.
Hey, Toad, did you have an anchor right here? Didn't you have an anchor right here?
Yes. So on the bottom side,
I don't even come back to it.
you'd want to do, yeah, it really doesn't. You want to
That
do
one
like
does.
these, the low, and then the first green candle, and then if you're being really aggressive, this candle or the one after it might get a bounce.
I think that green candle, I think that one should be your anchor. Because look at it. It
This one?
comes back and tests it right here. No, I don't know.
Oh
Whatever is
yeah,
anchor to this candle.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
But the way that I trade is I don't sometimes I'll take a trade if I have a cushion, I'll take it at the tap, right? But if I don't have a tap or a tag or whatever, right? Because I don't know if the next candle is just gonna smoke that level. So what I usually tend to do is I'll wait for this candle right here, this little red candle to finish closing.
Yeah.
Closes, creates my level. I can enter right here, one tick above,
Yeah.
and stop out one tick or two ticks below the anchor VWAP or
Yeah, I
the
like that.
or the low.
I like that.
Or
Take
maybe
the
stop out at that second VWAP, that bottom VWAP right here.
yeah.
But I think anchoring the not the red or not the low or the red move, but the breakout green candle, because you're going to go with the flow. And then if
That
you
makes
anchor
sense.
this one over here, wherever you anchored it, so you would enter here, stop out here. Your first target would have been that one right there. So your first target would be right
Yeah.
here. I don't
Yeah,
know
that
how
looks pretty
many
good.
I don't know how many points that is, but
Yeah.
That I mean that looks pretty good. That's 2 to 1 for yeah, so it's about 2 to 4 points. 10 cents on SPY is a point
yeah,
on ES. So it's about 2 to 4 points for the that's two for the whole position, four for the
yeah,
first target. And then if I'm going to the next structure, that's a whole 10 points for the runner.
yep,
So all in all, if I bring up the cat, so let's say I have a three, so I'm using three MES, so I can take out 2/3 on the main target. I'm
yep,
risking 6 points total, and then I take out two at four, so that's 8 points. And then let's say 10 is a lot, so let's say I get another 10, 8, right,
hmm
16, and that right there is 3 to 1 with the 16. That's almost 3 to 1 with the six that I'm risking.
hmm
So I want in the end, once I evolve into having runners and a first target and taking out, 2/3, 70% of my position and stuff, I want to try to make it so the way that I scale out of positions at least puts me into a position where my risk to total reward is 3 to 1, which I learned from trading in the zone.
yeah. Honestly, I don't use the 3 to 1. I just like I'm more like the best winner loses guy
Well,
is
you're a beast.
no, I don't not even like Brandon. But trading with multiple contracts, like let's say you hit right here, right? Don't even use your risk reward. Once you hit your target and you're out, then trail stop it. Put your final target at market structure. So that's where your your TP, your take profit would be right here. So that's target 2. Over here is target 1. And then usually what I like to do is I'll put a trail stop on the 50 SMA or on I use a 21 EMA because it'll be like right here. And then I just get stopped out right here if it doesn't hit my target first.
Mm,
So either way, I'm gonna end the trade green no matter what happens.
yeah,
And it's gonna be above my second or above my first target I usually try to shoot for. So I either use a 10 SMA if I'm on a tighter stop, but you probably would have got stopped out right here,
yeah,
or right here. Or you can be the type of player that just lets it play out and you move your other stop to where you first target was. You're still
that
gonna
makes
end up
sense.
green. Yeah, you gave some points back, but who gives a fuck? You're still green. A lot of people get tied up with, oh, I didn't hit my second target. And even that makes them sour. It's like, bro, you're green. You're a good trade. Live on to live, to trade another day. Like,
Yeah,
you're not even having a red day at all. So, one of the rules that we should probably create is, uh, you know, anchor the breakout for a long, anchor the breakout green candle or whatever this strong candle. I don't know how you want to identify it. Identify this candle. So once you get the dump right here, okay, it's dumping, it's dumping. Now you got your anchor VWAP over here, so you know that's a potential target. So once this happens, you do your anchors, and now you know that, okay, it needs to test this anchor before I'm even thinking of getting in.
Right.
Once it tests it, I need it to hold. Whether the body holds up here, whatever, you want the body to hold above this anchor right here. And like I said, you can either wait, like this little 2 candle combination could have happened down here. Could have
Right.
happened right here. But you want to see that big candle, that see, remember I always say that 2 doji and then there's a breakout candle. There's always 2 dojis and a breakout candle. Or not always, but most of the time. And then maybe next week we'll add volume profile to see how exactly these line up. Because they might be able to give you a little bit more weight. So you'll have your anchor VWAP, your RSI. Because look, you had higher lows on your RSI right here while it was still going down right here.
Yeah.
While it was still going down, you had 2 little higher lows right here. And then the
Right.
third higher low, and then the move happened. The bad thing is MACD sellers are in control because it beat out that wave. You got the MACD cross, and then the move happens.
Right.
But yeah, definitely try to create some rules of, okay, you're gonna anchor whatever that candle, however you want to identify it. You don't want to
But
do the
what
low.
let's be more specific. How exactly should he determine like which candle to anchor? Like you said.
The candle that goes in the opposite direction that the current move is in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Actually,
don't
the
know. I
bottom.
don't know how to explain it or identify it.
I think there are like 3, judging from the
Can I
what I'm
can
hearing
can
from
I say
Connor. There are
something?
3. Yeah.
I think I see why he should let's say anchor that candle you're talking about, but it's a bit of mix with ICT though, unfortunately. So that candle, that green candle, it's not just that green candle that I'm looking at. So I'm looking at that green candle and then the 3 other candles that are consecutive. All right. So from that green candle, yeah, you have 3 other candles. You have a red, a green, and another green. So all those 3 candles combined, they pierce through that red candle. So you have a shift in market structure or shift in market sentiment. That's what happened there. Because as soon as yeah, exactly that. Because there's a shift, that's the reason why I would have anchored on that candle, on that green candle. Because that's exactly where it started. Now you have a shift in market structure. They're pushing price higher. You're going to get much more green candle than red candle. Because that last red candle, after that, yes, there is another one, but it's still inside, like it's inside the new structure, I'll call it. Like even that red candle you just circled, Semper, yeah, perfect. That the previous, the first one, yeah, exactly. That one, if you see it's around, let's say 50% of that green candle that started the bullish trend. So because it is still inside that new structure, unfortunately, or whatever, big bank, they'll use that candle to enter long because you're going to get scared as a retail trader, but them, they know that you're getting scared because you're selling, they're buying inside that green candle. That's what they're doing right there.
Yep.
So, like I said, that's a bit of ICT with it, but
No, that's
yeah,
cool
that's
because
how I would have
you're
taken it.
just using price action. That's good. That's good.
Correct.
And that's what
Yeah.
he should be concentrating on is price action and anchor VWAPs and RSI and MACD. That's it for this
Yeah.
week. For this week. Next week we'll throw in volume profile and then we can create more rules. But for now, same rules for up and long, right? Toad, you're gonna anchor just how Easy said when you see a candle like that, or
Yeah. So here's another. This little structure over here, is not off of a 30-minute VWAP, but it's kind of cleaner to demonstrate. I think there are three options that Connor emphasizes. It's the low, the split up, and then the first one that actually starts the move. Or you can use the one that actually breaks out of the structure. And now this one, and you can see this one gets a little bit of a bounce, but this isn't a good excel on this one. But I think I should stick with the two. It should be the
The low.
absolute low, and then the candle that starts the move that breaks the structure, like
Yep.
Easy was saying.
Yep. And you still got that zone. So you got that zone right here. You want that zone to get tagged. Just like fair value gap. Fair value gap, sometimes they get tagged on top, or sometimes they get in the middle, sometimes they go all the way to the bottom. But at
Yeah,
least you have that zone. That zone right there is your premium entry, right? Your premium entry. So you can either enter up here or enter at the tag. Not at the tag, but at the hold of that level.
yeah,
You don't want to enter just at the tag. You want to see it hold. Like if this candle right here got sucked up, like as soon as they tagged, buyers are coming in because they know that that level is premium.
yeah.
Know what I'm saying? It's just how the candle develop. Did it go down and slowly move back up, or did it move down and got sucked up right
Yeah.
away?
Yeah, and here's something that I'm gonna say just for myself, because you're probably gonna agree with it if I make sense. I'm saying it for myself is that not getting in just at the tag, right? Because if you get in at the tag, let's say I get in at the tag, the stop has to be the low of this candle, right?
Mhm.
Whereas if instead I wait for the tag, I wait for this candle to show, and then I wait for the break. Now it's still the same stop, except the trade has a higher probability.
Yep. Yep.
Cool.
Isn't that the
Exactly.
pullback low or yeah, pullback low?
Yeah. 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 Right here.
Exactly. So that's
I wonder if I could use that here. I mean, this was the candle that should have been the high. And then I wait for the next candle to hit it, right?
mm,
And
okay.
so that would be
Can
this one. And then
can I
I'd
say
be
something
entering
else?
this top here.
Exactly where you are right now, based on market structure or on price action reading, exactly those candles that you just anchored, that candle that you said that should have been the high. Yeah, so if you notice all the candle, yeah, exactly that candle. If that candle is the high, the only reason, anyway, whatever, again, ICT said you should be getting out of the trade because it's going against you. It's only if you have a close above the body of that candle. So just try to see, how exactly, all the candles are like closing right at it, exactly at that level. So that's one of the reasons why you should have, let's say, stayed in that trade, I would
Hmm.
say. But that's it. This
Makes
is just
sense.
price action to
Yeah.
itself.
I
All
think,
the candles are closing below, so therefore you should stay in that trade.
like I told you earlier, I think this trade would have been good for a counter trend trade. It was just too tight of a stop.
Correct. I agree.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to not even take counter trend trades. I will keep that in mind. And I will be doing that. Well, I'm trying to not take counter trend. Well, no, actually, I guess this system is
I
kind
would,
of,
I would, I would totally go against counter trend. I would definitely tell you to do a with trend trade with the grade A setup. So you already got almost 50% probability there, plus the probability of your trade to work out.
yeah,
So it's a grade A plus a little bit more probability, right?
yeah,
Because you're with trend. And then once you have a cushion, yeah, go ahead, fucking counter trend bounce, whatever. Counter trend trade. If
yeah,
if your stuff stacks up. Right
yeah,
now, we're
because they
only
can be
stacking up
good.
Anchor VWAPs, market structure, RSI, and MACD
Right.
with confirmation, of course.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. This bounce actually just coincidentally occurred at these VWAPs.
Yeah, this area right here should tell, or that area back there, it should tell you it's way overextended. All this right here, look at how far it is.
Yeah.
Especially with this fucking candle right here.
Yeah. Yeah. This was like, what was that, a data candle? And it was like, it was like the biggest data push I've seen in a while off of like, I don't even remember what the data was. I've decided one of my operations rules is no data and no open.
Yep, for now. That will change
Uh,
later once you get a grasp on what's going on.
yeah, I'm not
But
even worried about it. I'd like to. It's fun. It's cool, right? I took a sim trade a little bit ago on data, but if I'm hitting my daily goals and I'm making my money without it, why risk it? That's
yeah,
the
why risk
mentality
it?
I'm
Because
trying to
that
have.
shit could blow up your account in a hot second. Um,
Yeah, skip right through your stop.
yeah, it'll fucking smoke your stop, and
Yeah,
you'll be in a bad situation.
yeah.
Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Why don't I go ahead? I could look at my next red,
Yeah,
um, and then maybe even just review a trade from or a possible trade from today that would have been a counter trend trade that would have turned into a gigantic winner, and we can see some things that maybe would have enabled me to take it if we still have time.
yeah, that's fine.
Uh,
Um, so yeah, start writing down rules. Okay, you're gonna anchor what type of candles? You're gonna anchor 5-minute candles, 1-minute candles. Um, if you're gonna anchor both, you should have a rule of what I liked about Connor was, especially when he would use like 30-minute anchor VWAPs, he would transfer that level to his 1 and his 5-minute. I know you can do it on
yeah,
you can't do it on TradingView, I don't think, but you could do it on, you could just mark that level off. Yeah, it moves or whatnot, but you have your TA in the beginning, right? In the morning when you begin, you do
hmm
your TA. Just put a fucking horizontal line at the 30-minute VWAP on your 5 and your 1-minute. So like that,
I actually do that.
you don't have to flop. Oh, switch screens because you lose a couple seconds if you don't have multiple screens.
Right.
Um, but I don't know. For some reason, when I did that, uh even with the 7 of 9 daily levels, that shit's laser. That shit helps out a lot. Instead of having to track it, it's already there for you, and you already know, like, okay, it's a daily level right here, it should bounce. Or
Right.
if it's gonna melt it, it's gonna be a continuation, in that direction. Or if it's
Right.
gonna crack through it, bust through it.
Right.
That might help you a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. A
Especially
little
if there's
bit.
like a 5-minute anchor VWAP that lines up with the 30-minute zone, right there, that's heavy resistance because it has 2 levels of bust through. And if it does
Yeah.
bust through, stay the fuck out, wait for the confirmation for continuation going up, and then you can get in up to the upside.
hmm
But yeah, go for it.
That
Jump
makes
into
sense.
your next trade.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'm starting to do
Also,
that.
just before you jump into the next trade, we're
Yeah,
approaching the 1 hour mark, Semper.
really. Okay. Um, all
Thanks.
right. So then on this one, this was actually, I think, two more cases of either too tight of a stop or impatient entry. I anchored. This is a double level. We had the low a day from yesterday, the previous. So it's actually the same day here. So this is the 30-minute chart. This is the low a day from the previous day right here. And we had the pre-market from that data candle. And it came and tagged it. Um, and I went for a long at it, and I got stopped out both times. The first time I went for the long, and my stop was 2 points, and it coincided with it's actually what up the point, a points to 1 3/4 points. Coincided with low A, that got broken, and then I went long again, or put my simulated long again, and that one was a win. Um, and I think this is, so if I pull that over, that's actually this area that we were already talking about. Let me make sure it is. Yeah, that turned into this green candle. Terry was green, and it turned red. Yeah, so that's this right here. And this kind of shows that, so my first entry, I went for a snipe entry, right? I didn't wait for anything. It was a loss. Um, and then my second entry went for it again, and I happened to get uh, a really good entry when I went for it again on another wick. But because of the stuff that we were just talking about, this still was not that great of an entry. I still should have waited to enter like up here instead. Um,
Was it a long or a short?
these were both long.
Long. Okay,
Long,
perfect.
and the first one was a loss, and the second one ended up being profit. Um, but yeah, I think
Do the same thing and anchor this green candle.
so. This is actually the structure that we were just talking about.
Oh,
Um, yeah. So it's kind of, I didn't realize that when I was pulling these up, that we were talking about the structure, and I actually traded the structure. Um, but it's nice to actually see, because this is what I took on it. This is what, when I was simulation, just trading view, this is what I took. I just went long. So if I elongate this, I just went long here. I just went for it here, and I got stopped. Um, See what I'm saying?
yeah, and then you enter it again over here.
Then I entered again. So I think so this is actually, it's a redundant. I didn't realize that we were talking about a structure that I actually traded, but that's perfect, because now we talked about it, and now I see what I actually did afterward. And what I did afterward is I didn't wait for any base at all. I didn't wait for any candle to break a red candle. I
Hmm.
didn't wait for any green candle to come in. And matter of fact, on my second entry, I still didn't wait for any green candle to come in. It's just, I just happened to
Remember,
get,
you wanna build good habits.
yeah,
So whatever habit you have right now, get rid of that shit.
yeah.
Wait, patience,
Um,
patience. Remember, it always comes back to patience. Waiting for candles
Confirmation.
to close. Confirmation.
and then, with the time that we have left, I think we could check out. Here is today a trade that would have been a counter trend. Um, that would have been a nice pickup. So where was my anchor today? That was actually, it was that bounce from that day. So
So
the
one of
low.
the rules that you should add to your trading psychology is you will not take a counter trend trade until you got down with trend trading.
Right. So the tough part also is, what are we talking? Are we talking about 30-minute trend, 1 minute trend, 5 minute trend? Um, because on
What chart do you
today
trade?
I traded 35 in the one.
Do you enter on a 30-minute chart?
Yeah. So for example, today, I did not. I didn't even sim it, because I hopped in. I hopped in here, and we were chatting away. But this right here would have been what should be a very high grade, at least C, maybe probably B. I don't know, A. Um, but a trade right here off of this anchor. And you can see it bounced it and didn't look back, counter trended, quote, quote, all the way to high of day. So
Well,
one of the great
but look at the 30-minute chart. That does not look like a. Is that the 30
counter
minute?
trend. Yeah, this is a 30 on the left. Yeah, on
Yeah,
the left. Good
that's
point.
not a
That's the
counter
trend.
trend. That's with trend.
But on the day, it's counter trend. Because on the
Yeah.
day, if I go like this, if you thought about going long here, you'd say that's catching a knife, except for the fact that we are below the -2. So two things that I already use on my chart, and I have been using for a while, is we're way below the -2 daily VWAP, like just
Hmm.
regular standard VWAP, and we're outside of the 2-minute Kelvin. So
But now you're
um,
starting to throw other shit into it.
yeah, right. So okay, so then
Exactly.
using the shit that I only use right now, I guess here's what I would want to do is let's just try to mock it out. Boom, I'd
Yeah.
anchor there. That's the low of the candle that touched, right?
Yep.
Um, boom, I'd anchor here. The candle that broke that started to move that broke the red. All right, and then here we go. So then this is the candle that kind of these candles kind of almost interacted with it.
Yep.
All right, so then bam, I go along at the break. What break of the body or the high?
Uh, uh, let's identify the low because you got that doji right there too.
This doji?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
doji is almost like
exactly.
a level. So
Um,
look at this is what I like to do with dojis. So see this little doji right here?
yeah,
I'll draw a line right there because I don't draw lines like that no more because I know there's a volume profile that lines up with that doji.
right.
So sometimes the doji lines up with that. Um, but you had this moving average right there, right? What is
Just
that?
get back into where you were. Um,
Is that the no? That's a Bollinger. What the fuck
the
is it?
purple's the VWAP. We got the mid center VWAP just on the day.
This one.
Center VWAP -2. Yeah, this is the -2 standard deviation VWAP.
So I would do is draw out that line, like you did. Wait for hold the doji, pop right back up. I want to see the interaction with what these two doji candles did. Did it get sucked up immediately, or did it?
Right.
That's what I always come back to. When I mark off a level, I want to see how the candles interact with that level. If it got sucked up quickly, then I know buyers are coming in and buying pressure is coming in. So I would do is break right there, enter right here, stop right here, somewhere.
Okay. All right. So then that is how I structure these. And so then the tough part is
Or
that
if you're gonna do the 30, because you said it tagged the 30-minute, right? The tag that is way down here somewhere.
these are tagged. It tagged literally. It shied it by 4 cents.
We'll do that in a later video. We'll add the 30-minute where you can get in with the tag, but we're gonna stack either the 1 minute or the 5 minute with the 30-minute
Okay.
tag. All right, but for now, we'll just concentrate on this because I think we're starting to identify your grade A setup.
I think so too. I think we're getting there.
But we want to make
Um,
sure that we have your grade A setup first. So like that, we can be like, okay. See, and this would have been a perfect trade. You got in, that would have been much points right here. But like I said, with market structure, whenever you get to market structure, look at that green candle. It smashed through that market structure. So you know that it's going to keep going because it's got continuation up.
that makes sense.
What the fuck is going
All right. Yeah, because the tough part is, so I'm gonna have to, because really on the scalp, if I were to snipe this, the exit would have been, for the majority of the position, would have been right around here. Right, like that's how that system works. Is that if you get in on the 30 minute, um, and here's another piece is that this candle, the third on the 30-minute chart on the left here, the candle after interacting went green.
Yeah.
It closed above, interacted with the level, and then it closed above the level.
Well, it engulfed
Uh,
it. So now you gotta know candle patterns too. Like that's
then
a green engulfing or buyer engulfing. So you know strength is coming in and it's gonna continue going. So that
yeah,
might help you with your 5 minute entry or your 1 minute entry to stay in until this anchor VWAP up here or something like that.
yeah,
I'm just throwing ideas at you. You can
no, some
confirm
good
or
stuff.
deny.
I'm gonna watch it. Um, I am going to rewatch this and check it out. I mean, this is big because now, now there might be some sniping shit to go on, but I'm not even gonna worry about that right now. What I can worry about now and trying to form a nice grade A is all right. I anchor where I would have got in. And there, you know what? There are a lot of other indicators. There are RSI, overcool,
Yep.
bullish divergence.
Yep.
Um, and then boom, we get the bounce, we get the MAC cross.
Yep.
And then so I anchor the low, I anchor the breakout. I got this area, I got the dojis. It comes back, it almost tests it,
But not only
and
that, look at
yeah,
like let's say it doesn't test it, right? Let's say it shied it
and it
right there.
didn't. It did shot it.
So this is perfect. Then look at MACD shows that the buyers took control because
Yeah,
we got the MACD cross,
08.
right?
Yeah,
The sellers were in control right here because they beat out all these buyers, and obviously it's going down.
yeah,
But with that first pop, look at the buyers
yeah.
took control, and it shied it. But you know that the buyers are in control. So what you're expecting at this pullback is either a small seller wave or no seller wave. Know what I'm saying? So you're like right here, okay, it's coming
Yeah,
down, it's coming down. Is a seller wave gonna form? Oh, nope, didn't get shit. And we got the MACD cross to the top side. All this shit right here is bullish.
that makes sense, man. All right. That makes sense. So that is what I'm gonna be looking for.
So now if
Like,
it shies that level, now you know, okay, MACD says buyers are in control. If it shies that level, I don't have to worry about it. I just need to worry about that it holds that level
yeah.
and creates a pullback low, get in and fucking lock in and then let it ride.
And are you thinking, all right, so if I zone out, let's say I zone out. So here's the Doji one that you were talking about. Doji two lines up with my VWAPs, right?
Hmm.
Would you go ahead and put a hard stop underneath this level,
Yeah,
or a hard open close?
yeah, yeah. Because think about it, right? You're in a downtrend, right? You don't know if this is still going to be a lower high from this trend right here and then
Right.
continue dumping.
Yeah, and
So
you know what? My account can't take a big fat candle whipping through and then me having to close on the close. So
exactly,
yeah, so a hard stop
either
right under this
a hard
level.
open close below that doji or below right here, below the VWAP. Either of those are acceptable.
And this is where it comes
Worst
into
case right
psychology.
here. See this previous structure? Worst case, that's your
Worst case.
worst case.
Okay.
That's
And
your fucking that's where you stop hoping. This is where my hope dies right here.
yeah, that's another thing I had to really anytime that's what's really tough for me. This is where psychology comes in. This is this right here because I agree with you that some people say there's no such thing as psychology in the market, whatever, but you are human trading. The only thing that can pay for survival is your money. You know what I mean? Like it's like your trade. It's like cavemen trading food. You know what I mean? Like money is your food. Money is your survival. You know, unless you have a farm or some shit. So it's like this is one of my psychology is my biggest weakness,
I I
and
think that I think that book, The Best Loser Wins, I think it's gonna help you out a lot
I
just
think so.
because it says the book talks about how we've all been trained and grown up since the caveman ages that to use fear, right? Fear is your gut algo. When you're fucking in the woods and you hear something rumbling in the bushes, that's your gut algo telling you that that shit might be a fucking bear.
Yeah,
Um, so that might be a bear in there, and we use that. So now, when we refer that to trading, is you you're in right here, and you're in right here, and then over here you start to hear the bushes rumbling. And your gut should
yeah,
be to fucking close the trade there, not hold all the way down here. Because if you hold all the way down here, you're gonna get eaten by the bear.
100%, man. And this is like one of the rules that I've had to incorporate, and is difficult. It's if I'm ever sitting in a trade thinking, please God come back up, I need to close it immediately. Like there's absolutely no exceptions to that. If you are ever sitting in a trade and you ever think, please come back up, it's done. You need to close it.
Yep,
And even in some cases like that, I've closed it immediately and then fucking slammed my hand into the desk. You know what I mean? But what I'm mad at is that I not that hard, nothing crazy. But it's like what I'm mad at is that I let it get that bad.
yep,
Like say I went long here and then it comes all the way down to what do I got the brush? Yeah, it comes all the way down here,
yep.
and I let it get down here, and then I'm just so mad at myself. When in reality, like you're saying, the hard stop needs to be right here because as soon as hope comes into the picture, it's done. It's done. Even if it works out in your favor, it was luck.
Yep.
Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe there was some sort of technical analysis,
Or
but
some
whatever.
news that pushed it back up, but still, that's luck. That's not even
It's
like,
still to you, it's luck, or to
yeah.
me in this imaginary scenario. Um, See, I mean that sounds good. I think.
So I think we're getting down to your grade A setup. We've identified some good trades or good potential ways that you can anchor and
Yeah.
ways that you can stack up MACD and RSI. So when it shies your anchor VWAP levels, you still have the bullishness that the price action held your anchor VWAP or shied it, right? Which is still holding your anchor VWAP. And then you got RSI divergence, and then you got MACD. And then boom,
Yep.
you get in.
Yep.
Fucking
I think I'm seeing another one. Perhaps right here. So here's a pre-market top down. So if I turn that red, sync it in layout. It actually, yeah, so right around here, whatever. So then I anchor the high. Um, can you even replay this shit? Oh, I can't replay the same day, I guess. Yeah, I can't replay the same day, I guess. So anchor the high.
hmm
All right, this candle rejects it. All right,
yep.
I come back. I look for the test. Um, and then this breaks the red. So then I could get in for a short here.
You
Uh,
would have got in right here.
I think so, right? Like,
Right
how
here.
would this?
Right here. Because you got your tag of the level, hold of
Uh,
the level, and then you would get in right here to go short.
Bingo. Okay. All right. And then my stop is going to be above this structure here. Right.
Either that or the top VWAP, whatever is tolerable, or that structure.
All right. And then I get boom at
Your
least
target
two to
would be
one.
right here.
Yeah, the previous structure, which is two. I like that. I like that it's at least 2 to 1. And then what? I would have gotten an almost 3 to 1 runner. So I like that. That's good. Um, and then just to remind myself again, it's not really worth it getting in at the tag, at least for now. Maybe in the future I can be sophisticated enough to identify when getting in at a tag is good. But even
When
if I got into the tag, the stop would have been the same
Yep.
because I would have gotten into the tag and I need to get out at high day break, so the stop actually would have had to been bigger.
Or
So
just don't even do higher day. Just do break above that sink the top VWAP.
yeah. Well, in that case, maybe it could have
Yeah,
been.
right there.
Then maybe in the future I can work on
That
that.
could be like your
Uh,
grade B setup. The tag could be your grade B.
that makes sense.
We'll figure it out. Um, but we're
Great.
definitely making some progress as good plays, how to enter, when to get stopped out. So like that, you still have your risk reward the same. You still have the same strategy, but now you kind of know how to stack up RSI and MACD with it.
Yeah.
Even though you have other stuff, I think this is a good solid strategy. You just have to fine tune it, and we'll keep taking trades. But like Easy said, take the trades, take screenshots of like the anchors because we can't do
Yeah.
it on Ninja Trader, and then take your Ninja Trader trades if you do take trades on there with um with your entries, or if you can just mark off your entries on the Tradeovate or not Trading View, so we know exactly where you got in. So like that, like
Yeah. I think I've I think after a bunch of days of not even opening my software to stop impulse trading, I think I'm all right with that now. So I'm gonna go ahead and I can open up Ninja Trader again, run that sim account, and
it was hard for Easy, but Easy learned when he first started. He would have took like 20 trades. He would have took like
yeah.
20 trades in this area, and then
Hey
and
man.
then we found out his grade A setup, and then we found out that he was more of a short player than a long player. With the anchor VWAP strategy, it does look like you can be long and short at the same time without having any trouble, as long as you follow your rules that we just created right now. So hopefully you took notes, and hopefully you can write those rules down so we
Yeah.
can present them next week. Or next week you'll be gone, but
Yeah, I'm
maybe
going
you
on a
can.
little be
Maybe
gone.
that'll
Can
be
we
your
recap?
homework to post your rules before you leave, or else you're not. I'm gonna cancel your trip.
Can we recap his rules just to make sure?
So his rules are um
Do
Tag.
not counter trend.
Let's do it.
yeah, one rule:
Uh,
do not counter trend. Go
yeah,
with
so
trend
I'm
for now.
trading, and that's an example of this short trade. Doesn't feel even as I was putting the anchors here, it didn't feel so good. I'm like the reward wasn't that big. We had this big red green candle that feels like it shook me out, or this one, and then there's this one. If I didn't take profit quickly, you know what I'm saying? And that's a counter trend to the 30 minute.
Yeah.
And
So
the 30 minute super overextended. So you
we
don't counter trend.
don't counter trend. You're gonna anchor the low and then anchor the breakout candle, right? Is that what we said? Is that how we wrote them
Uh,
down?
Yeah, waiting for
yeah. So
confirmation. Yeah.
I'm looking for the interaction on the 30 minute, right? And then as soon as I get the interaction, I'm anchoring the low or the high. So I'm anchoring the far end of the interacting 1 minute. I'm anchoring either the next one or the one that start. I'm anchoring the low or the high, and then I'm anchoring the candle that starts the move that breaks the previous candle.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know how to put that in words, but the last like down, red candle in a downtrend or whatever.
Yeah.
We know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm
And then you're
waiting for the
waiting for
retest,
the retest. And
and then I'm
you could
getting
put
in.
retest. Is it retesting or holding my VWAPs? That's what you should write that rule down. Is it
Yes.
retesting or holding my VWAPs? Maybe identify any dojis that kind of line up with your VWAP so you have that zone.
Right.
Uh, because this doji prevented this doji right here prevented these from tagging the VWAPs.
Yeah.
So I think throwing a doji into the rules would help you.
Yeah.
Is okay. Is there a doji in the price action? If yes, then just take that doji and mark off that zone to your anchor VWAPs.
And then I wait for that to test and hold.
Yep.
And then I get in at the break of the testing candle.
Yep.
So I would have gotten in right here.
You would have got in one tick, or maybe at worst, maybe 2 or 3 ticks above the
Of
tag
the
candle
body
of the
or
body.
the
The body. You want to do the body?
I want to do the body. All right. So I would have gotten in, yeah, right there. Bingo. With what? Just a buy stop?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um. Yeah, with the stop below the anchor VWAP zone or previous market structure or whatever you want to
Yeah.
put, however tight you want your stop.
And then I can target previous structures to like this big red candle.
Yep. You might have a
Um,
speed bump right here. You might get
Yeah.
a speed bump, and you did. Look at this candle. It went down and then it got back up.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
want to get like this kind of structure. This kind of structure is speed bump stuff. Same like right here. Look at right here. Another speed bump. Look, it went down, and then went up.
Makes sense.
So you can lock in that speed bump. Just be aware of, okay, this could be a speed bump. I should stay calm through this if it pulls back. Don't
Yeah.
think about cutting it short.
I think since so now I'm gonna evolve into using 2 contracts. I think what I want to do is take one at 2 to 1, something like that. Two
Yeah.
to one
Yep.
big structure. So take one here and then let the other one ride.
Yep.
And that will be the tough part, figuring out where to ride. But I'm going to put a
Well,
stop.
look at this, right? Like look at the structure from previous. This is a speed bump.
Let me zoom out.
Oh. So this would be
Should
a
I
little
zoom in?
speed bump,
Okay.
right? And then this is like if you stick through here, lock in right here, and then this is way more resistance. Cause see how the structure is way more, and then you got this resistance, this
Yeah.
resistance. So you should definitely think about locking in right here.
Yeah, and then you get all this bullshit here.
Yeah.
And then really, it's not even worth holding to the end. I mean, it is, but
You
at
can,
that
but
point,
dude, you're gonna hit your daily goal. You're gonna hit your daily goal if you go from down here to here. And if you
Yeah.
do 2 of those trades, you'll fucking hit your daily goal in 2 trades.
yeah, 100%. And realistically, and I'm just saying this for myself, if I put my stop at the previous profit, this is only 1 to 1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not even really worth holding to that because it could just as easily come back down.
Yep.
Like this was just luck. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So really locking in here is the smart move.
Yep. You can always reevaluate. Oh, it still has strength. I can get in at the retest, and then you lock in over here.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I can form another trade that's actually at least 2 to 1.
Yep. Yep. And
But not 1 to 1.
then you can take your grade B right here or your grade C, like say the 30-minute VWAPs right here on the top, and oh, it tagged it. I can get in right here.
Yeah.
Because you already have the cushion from this play.
Get in with less size. So
Yeah.
I'll get into
Yeah,
my
definitely
grade
don't
B with
leverage
1.
more.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and for now I'll take 2 with my grade A and I'll take 1 with my B.
Let's see how that goes. Hopefully you got a better I don't know if you're tracking your reds and your greens for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but definitely start next week because we're already starting to identify your grade A. So now, okay, let's see. Because this still might give you a 50% win rate. But what we want to do is get that 50% to 75 to 90%.
Yeah, and then later on, I incorporated the MACD, the RSI, and shit like that. Like,
Yep.
triple RSI lows below the -2 VWAP outside of the Kel. There's plenty of reasons why this worked. So
Yep.
I think this alone, what we talked about alone, without looking at anything else, is probably maybe it is 50%. I don't know. But you know what? 50% is better than what I've been doing trading erratically in the
Yep.
past few months. So that's what it's about. Master the psychology.
Yep. We're getting somewhere. By the end of the freaking finding your way, your psychology should be solid. By the time we jump into market psychology, you should be like, okay, I got this shit. I can be patient. I can be consistent. And then those two together, guess what that equals? Confidence. Confidence
Yeah.
equals even like long green streaks. Long green
Yeah.
streaks. But yeah, I think we're actually getting somewhere with your Anchor VWAP strategy. So just keep up the good work. This time, start tracking your green and your red trades.
Yeah.
Read the best loser wins. Definitely, I think that's gonna help you. And then after that, jump into the dog and the wolf because that's gonna help you be like, okay, I feel my body getting like I have too much testosterone. I need to go do some push-ups. I need to go do a cold plunge. I need to go do something to get that energy out and balance out your hormone levels. So that's that book. The psychology. I was gonna have you read The Dog and the Wolf, but the hour between the dog and the wolf, but I said mm,
Best loser wins.
your psychology would probably be a little bit better to concentrate on for this week.
Yeah.
Take some notes on what you learned, any good nuggets that you learned on there, so you can share with the group. And maybe while you're on vacation, since you won't be able to trade, maybe you could just reread a couple of the books if you haven't finished them both. Just because every finding your way, I've gotten new books, but I still went back and reread Trading in the Zone, the hour between the dog and the wolf, because I'm still learning other little nuggets in those books that I didn't previously know. So good job. Thanks everybody for stopping by. And if I provided value for you guys today, please like and subscribe and hit that thumbs up. And if you want to trade prop firms, there's a affiliate link there that helps me out. And if you want to trade with BRT, there's a follow Brandon and Connor as well on Twitter, YouTube. Connor is a beast with Anchor VWAPs. That's what we're currently using. Brandon, he's an algorithmic trader that we call him algo, live trading algo, because he's helping us navigate this market and he's doing an awesome job. So thank you guys.
Yeah. Good stuff.